slow. Did you know that a sea slug moves at the rate of 5 centimeters an hour? That's pretty slow.
Oh my gosh!
Even slower than you getting off to school.
That's not funny.
Guess what we're talking about?
Honey! Today, what we talking about? Today.
What we're talking about today?
I'm talking about human anatomy.
Human anatomy. Well, we talked about many aspects of human anatomy, such as the heart and the brain. Guess we could do lungs or large intestine, perhaps?
Oh, most definitely.
Today we're talking about learning stuff.
Risky.
War! What is it? What is it?
Well, it's kind of happening right now. If you know, Ukraine and Russia.
Oh yes, we'll touch on that a bit later. Yeah. So, but let's get to the just to the word itself. What is a war? What do you think a war is?
I think it's about two countries fighting each
It's
other.
always countries.
Yeah.
It
Like
must be
two countries or people, kind of.
People?
Yeah, some people can have kind of war over
Can
each
two
other.
people have a war?
Possibly.
Well, you could call it that, but that would be a fight.
Yeah, technically it would be a fight, but with more people, it would kind of be just...
You kind of need groups of people.
Yeah, you kind of need lots and lots and lots of groups.
No, just two groups.
Or just
And lots of people. Or not necessarily lots. Could be two groups of two, I suppose. Could be a war. Well, I mean, war is it's a kind of a flexible term. But anyway, it involves groups of people fighting in sort of organized ways, probably with a purpose, probably with some organization, probably with some intention. Otherwise, maybe you just have a massacre or a riot. Well, who do you think had the earliest wars? Do you think Homo erectus had wars?
maybe
Maybe. What do you think they would have fought about?
food, water.
Food? Territorial rights, like animals do?
Nasty.
People could have done. That's probably, the earliest wars were territorial disputes, so like fighting over limited resources, which, any animal does, but this is just in an organized, coordinated way. Right, so how has war changed over time, up until the present?
Well, we've started to get more advanced technology.
Yeah.
Like we've been able to make handcraft guns. Or I guess you could say guns. Kind of more militarized, kind of armor, helmets, chest piecing.
We have also now advanced, but kind of haven't figured out of using a railgun.
Ah, railgun.
I think a railgun would be used in the future after they can harness enough power for it to be used more than once.
Wars have changed, wars have gotten bloodier. There was a certain point in history when wars became so dangerous that we really didn't want to fight wars. What was the weapon that really changed things?
A nuclear bomb.
Okay, that's right. So, however, we've discovered that doesn't actually eliminate wars because wars can continue to happen on smaller scales, like the war you were just mentioning before there, which is the Ukraine and Russia war, which is happening beneath the umbrella of the threat of nuclear war.
And that could happen.
It could happen. It's called a conventional war. Conventional weapons are those weapons which are below the level of nuclear.
There are also kind of different types, like atomic, grenade, pipe bomb, sticky, plastic. We have many types of bombs.
Plastic?
Yes.
Plastic explosives.
Right.
Yeah.
There are some things that aren't even classified as bombs, but do explode somehow.
Classified as a bomb, but it explodes or it doesn't explode?
It does explode.
What is it?
Well, not to be kind of weird, but putting an egg in a microwave.
It's not a weapon.
It's not a weapon. It's not classified as bomb, weapon.
No!
Is there anything think laser will be used as a weapon sometime?
Possibly. We do have lasers that have been able to pop through balloons with ease and been able to cause fires. So that might come in a few
Yeah, well,
centuries.
you know the railgun development started 100 years ago. So, I mean, things take a long time to come to fruition. What you do if you have to go to war? Are you gonna stand up or are you gonna back down? What you gonna do, boy?
Well, there's different things that can happen if...
No, I mean you.
Oh.
You. I mean, government says you take a gun, go fight. Would you do it?
Well, we kind of have to be forced to.
Now, what if you had to be a foot soldier?
Well, one thing that would kind of be crazy. Well, first of all, there is pretty high chances that you might die.
Yeah, I mean, that's why, I mean, you make a very interesting point that maybe any individual would have to be forced to in a certain way. I think you would find yourself maybe initially having an excitement about the prospect, and then when you find yourself there being carried along by the group and expectations of what everyone's doing, and then when you actually get to the front, well, you know, there have been many cases in wars where people from your own side, like in World War I, they'll stand behind the lines and shoot you if you break rank, your own side. So a lot of people do run at that last moment. Definitely happens. I mean, I can't say if I would, you know, what would you fight for? Would you fight for your country, really? Would you fight for an idea? Would you fight for, what would you fight for?
Well, really, sometimes people just go to war for absolutely no reason, or just for land.
Oh, well, yeah.
Which is kind of what Russia is doing.
Kind of what they're doing, yeah. Kind of trying to make a little land grab. Which is nasty. I mean, that should not happen in the time we live. Although, yeah, I mean, there are reasons for wars. I think the volatility in the world right now is kind of making it very possible for wars to happen. So, I mean, we live in a very dangerous and volatile time. You know what volatile is? Volatile, you know that word? Volatile is like we were talking about, something explosive. Explosive. A dangerous time.